Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Gay Let's Play Mass Effect 3 Citadel DLC. In our last episode, we continued roaming around the Silver Coast Strip, this part of the Citadel, the new part of the Citadel in this DLC, chatting with more of our crew members, and I think we have a few left to talk to. I was told that... Hold on.
Hijack? I don't recall there being hijacks in Macbeth. Unless they lived in Burnham Wood. Did hijacks come to Dunsany?
I added the hijack in. He will view events with an animal innocence, uncorrupted by ambition.
I can't believe no one's thought of that before. It's brilliant.
What I was saying is, I was told that after meeting up with Joker
Good luck and good evening.
at the bar, that somebody else will be waiting for us at the bar as well. So let's go ahead and bring Shepard up there real quick before we make our way back to Tiberius' apartments. Oh, here we go. Wait. Alright. Oh, it's Wrex.
Wrex?
Hey, Wrex.
What are you doing here?
Escaping. Ever since we cured the Genophage, it's been nothing but work.
Council been riding you?
Bah! Not those hijack shit slingers. No, it's the female Shepard. Now that they're fertile again. I haven't slept in I don't know how long.
I love how he's complaining
Can I
about
get you
that.
two anything?
2 more drinks. And another bag of ice.
Wrex, do you know how many Krogan Wrex, do you realize how many Krogan probably would kill to be in your position right now? Oh gosh. Okay.
I would have thought you'd be enjoying the perks of Krogan fertility.
Enjoying it. There's a line of females outside my dwelling right now. Stretches on for as far as you can see. I had to sneak out my own bathroom window. Even then, I was cornered by 2 more females on the ride from Tuchanka.
And it's just you? They're not spreading the love around?
Sure, but everyone wants their firstborn in generations to be strong and fit. I'm the leader of Clan Erdnot. I brought an end to the Genophage.
With help.
Everyone on Tuchanka wants a piece of me. And Bakar is no help at all. She encourages it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, Shepard, I'm in no shape to fight people.
I find it amusing that Bakara is encouraging this too. I didn't realize Bakara was into that. Wow. Whew.
Considering everything we've been through, I can think of worse positions to be in.
Trust me, I've been in every position in the past few days.
Oh my gosh.
Here are your drinks. And a bag of ice.
And I thought Morden's procedure was painful.
Oh.
Oh well.
Oh.
Shepard. We sure have been through it, haven't we?
Still going through it.
Not as much as you have.
True. Well, here's to us. And to going through it.
I'll drink to that.
Cabal! It means victory or death, roughly.
Huh.
Ah, but you can't die, Wrex. You've got a family now. A really big family.
More ice!
Oh my gosh. I have had some pretty awkward and uncomfortable conversations with Wrex throughout this trilogy, but I have to say that just takes the cake. That beats all of them out of the water. As I said before, the Krogan history in Mass Effect 1 was one of the histories that I enjoyed learning about the most when I first started playing the series. And again, just like with Tali, it was really nice being able to learn about the history through Wrex's eyes. I really liked Wrex in the first Mass Effect. He kind of reminded me of the Krogans in general. Kind of remind me of a cross between the Kunari and the dwarves, sort of. And going in, I was hoping that Wrex was the kind of character who might have the outward appearance of someone who's very tough and stoic and serious all the time. And yeah, he can be those things, but at the same time, there is a softer side to Wrex, which I was happy to discover, especially as I continued talking to him. Learning about his history with his father too was also. I also enjoyed that. What is it with characters in Mass Effect with daddy issues? Like, everyone had. Jacob Taylor had daddy issues. Wrex had daddy issues. Miranda had daddy issues. I know a lot of other characters did as well, but it seems to be a pretty prevalent thing in this universe, apparently. I always had sympathy towards the Krogan, just like I don't think I always did have sympathy towards the Geth. That was later. But the Krogan I had sympathies towards. And I wasn't sure if we actually would be able to cure the Genophage until... I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to cure the Genophage at all during our run through the game. And as soon as I found out that we had that opportunity, I just jumped on it. I'm so glad that Wrex survived through the series, because I really don't think that it would have been nearly as fun to have gone through this experience without him. I don't think I can ever bring myself to kill off Wrex in the first game, because I'm just not a big fan of his half-brother, and I don't want to have to deal with whatever his half-brother's name is. But yeah, Wrex has shown to be a very loyal friend to Shepard. I think Shepard has earned Wrex's respect, and I think Shepard deeply respects Wrex as well. They still, even to this day, don't always see eye to eye, but I think the most important thing about the relationship is the respect. And I am very excited for the Krogan, because I feel like between Bakara and Wrex together, they would be the most successful. And I'm happy that, looking at Wrex now, he has managed to look past some of his primal Krogan desires for revenge and is trying to move forward with the Krogan and not repeat history, which I think is the biggest fear that the galaxy as a whole has had. Even Shepard and Morden, I think, had that fear, but with Wrex and Bakara at the reins, I think they'll be okay. So, yeah. That was for you, Wrex. Okay, let's go back to the apartment, because we still have a couple more invites left. I think that Jimmy and Steve wanted to watch the game on our big screen. Why not? I'm down with that. And we have to do Thane.
How did you get your lead actor to work with a live Pyjack?
Oh, he came round once I explained the Pyjack's importance to the production. They'll work marvelously together. Once the Pyjack stops scaling the set pieces and making nests out of the props.
Oh my.
Not to worry, productions always appear disastrous until just before the curtain rises.
Oh, of course. It's going to be an amazing show.
I won't lie, I've got a good feeling about this one.
I'd watch a Pyjack in Hamlet, or whatever the play that they're talking about, whatever Shakespeare play they're talking about.
I had this perfect spot. Long sight lines, good cover, no way to get flanked. We could have bunkered up, set up kill zones, used a drone or a decoy to lure Reaper forces into position. And where's everyone else? Standing at the top of a ramp.
Ramp bad. Enemies all around.
Yes, exactly. And no cover.
I noticed that some of the banter, some of the NPC banter around here are class related. Like there's an infiltrator here, I believe there's a vanguard somewhere. I think there's a NPC of every single class in this strip. And they comment on, I guess, typical things that a person from that class would say, would rant about. They rant about
It
it.
didn't help that we had some brutal side objectives, but even then, we had to disable these Reaper indoctrination devices, and this crazy ex-Cerberus Vanguard guy insists on doing it. He's running all over the place getting killed, and I'm yelling at him, let me do it, I can cloak.
Infiltrator good for devices. Or engineer with drone or decoy. Or me, because me don't die.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and the way that they snipe at other classes too, like she just did with Vanguard, I think is a nice touch. Do we have any more? Can we get more furniture? No? No? I think I have to play the crane game a bunch more times to actually get further furniture than what I have right now. For some reason, I don't think Jimmy and Cortez would mind. You know, as long as they have some place to rest their heinies, their hard little heinies, it'll be good. All right, I kind of wanted to purposely save.
You have received a new message.
Oh, new messages. Do we have more messages then? Well, I guess we're gonna take a look then. No, this is not the way. Angel Arts. Go back towards the waterfall. There you go. That's where the study is. Yeah, buy out of all Goodwill Games. From Steve Cortez, Shepard. The Seattle Sorcerers are taking on the Usaru Maestros in the Biotable game. Should be epic. You recently acquired an apartment at the sweet vid screen. Coincidence? James and I don't think so. You provide the couch and we'll provide the refreshments. Just let us know. Just like old times. Oh, Jack. Hey, had some fun kicking some holographic butt with you. Good to see you haven't lost it without me around to keep you in line. I've got a bit more leave, so let me know if you're around and want to kill some time. Sure, why not? We'll hang out with Jack too. Okay. We'll start with Cortez. Let's invite Cortez and Steve. I want to save Kolyat for last because I feel like Thane's memorial thing. I just want to do that last. So, sure. Let's go invite Cortez and James to the apartment.
Sorry we're late. Somebody forgot to pick up the cerveza.
Come on in.
Come on, boys.
That somebody was you.
Didn't say it wasn't. So when's the game?
It's about to start.
Seattle Sorcerers versus Usaru Maestros. Gonna be some intense Biotable.
Nah, it's just a goodwill game for troop morale. They'll take it easy.
In the middle of a war with their troops watching, they'll give it their all.
Absolutely. Have you guys seen Derek Rogers' game lately? Man, he and the Sorcerers have been tearing it up.
Esteban, the Maestros don't lose. Have you seen Tyra Tassanis play? The woman is blue lightning.
Mr. Vega, your love of the Asari team has more to do with how they look than how they play.
Hey, that's not true. Not entirely. Besides, you telling me you don't got the hots for some of the Sorcerers?
Okay. Guilty as charged. Who you backing, Shepard?
I was gonna say that I would be the first to admit that I do tend to root towards the better-looking teams when I'm watching sports. I'm not a sports person at all, so I don't know stats. I don't know. I really, you would probably tell me about some famous linebacker player, quarterback, and I would most likely not have no idea who you're talking about. But if I were to watch a game, I probably would just automatically root with whoever I thought had the better looking players. And I'll be the first to admit that. Help me out here again.
I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
The Seattle Sorcerers are one of the few human b-ball teams left. I mean, they were on tour when Earth was hit. Since acquiring Donna Novotny from the hackers, they've been completely unstoppable.
Yeah, but most of the Maestros have been playing since before First Contact. They'll win this.
I know the Sorcerers have never beaten the Maestros, but they've never been this hungry either. So, Shep, who's it gonna be?
I'm just gonna go with the human sorcerers. I mean, I like the Asari, don't get me wrong, but if it were me, and I know I'm not Shepard, but I'm basing this on my experience and reflecting that off of Shepard. If it were me, I probably would go for the human sorcerers because I probably would consider them more attractive than the Asari Maestros. But I'm sure the Asari Maestros are a very sexy team as well, for the people who go for that kind of stuff.
You don't bet against the home team.
That's my man. Mr. Vega, I hope you're hungry for humble pie. When has our commander ever been wrong?
Come on, man. The game's starting.
We'll see.
Mierda, he was out! You're blind, ref!
Woo! Woo!
Yes! They did it!
In your face, Vega!
Hey, why didn't you let me in on the betting?
We weren't exactly betting on who'd win.
We were betting on if you'd pick the winner. And everyone knows you don't bet against Shepard. He always picks a winner, including his choice in men.
Oh. Nice.
Well, this fifth wheel knows when he's worn out his welcome.
Aww.
Enjoy your evening, my friend.
Come on, James. You don't have to
That's
leave.
sound advice.
I think we can manage that.
Alright. This is fine, too. Aww. That was cute. It was really fun. It was really fun hanging out with both of them, with both Steve and James. Because, like I said, James and Steve have a very close friendship together. And now that James had already established beforehand that he approves of our relationship, being able to hang out together, the three of us, I think is very valuable. I personally enjoy spending time with my boyfriend and his best friend, as well as hanging out with my boyfriend and my best friends too. So, I kind of that hit really close to home for me, and I wonder if no matter what Shepard ends up picking, that team ends up winning. I'm wondering. I don't know. Because if they do just let whoever Shepard pick win, I think that's kind of cheating, but that's okay. I could forgive that. I can forgive that. Oh, this portrait. I'm gonna end up staring up at this portrait just as much as I end up staring up at the memorial on the Normandy. Anyway, let's go find Shaq. Invite Shaq over. Yeah, go ahead. Invite Shaq.
So what? A private cabin on a stealth warship isn't enough for you?
I'm watching the place for a friend. What are you doing?
Calling Izo.
Izo?
Yeah, he's from Thessia. Naturally biotic from all the element zero. The biotics make them short-tempered, so a lot of them get abused or abandoned. Can you imagine someone doing that?
Imagine.
I found him at a rescue place. I'm trying to teach him that it's okay to trust people. He started out really angry, but I've been giving him lots of love, and now he's a big old softy.
Wow.
What?
So the Varen is you? And I'll say nothing.
He seems like a good pet.
Yeah. Who's my badass biotic? Who's my badass biotic?
That's pretty cool. A biotic Varen. That's cute. I'm sure that's useful. You can tell a lot about a person by whether or not they're a pet owner and what type of pet they decide to own. And I think that fits Jack perfectly. Now it's time for Thane. Oh. This is gonna be a tough one for me, guys. This is gonna be very tough. All right, let's get it over with. Let's just do this. Come on, Kolyat. Oh, Thane.
We are gathered here to honor the life of Thane Krios. Thane touched each of our lives in different ways. The Counselor knew him as a hero. The Normandy's crew knew him as a brother in arms, and others as a father devoted to his son. Though his life took him to very dark places, Thane cared for the better angels of our nature. Even when he was terminally ill, he ran through worn-torn streets to reach me because he knew I needed help. You all know the results of that day. An assassin, a professional criminal, gave his life for his galaxy. And now he can rest. Would anyone else like to speak?
What I remember about Thane was his confidence. He told me once about how he remembered everything, even every mistake he made. If I did that, I'd be a nervous wreck. Thane kept it under control.
It's strange, but the last word I'd label Thane with is assassin. We covered each other in firefights. That makes him a partner.
Thane took himself seriously, a trait with which I did not always agree. I tried to make him laugh on several occasions. But what I interpreted as a lack of humor was masking a great effort. Thane was turning his life around, in a way few organics do.
The day Thane came onto the Normandy, all Kelly and I knew about him was that he could probably kill us all with a ballpoint pen. But after you got to know him, there wasn't any reason to be afraid. He let you know where you stood. Kolyat, do you,
When I was little, I thought my father had it all figured out. He said men must be loyal to their friends and dangerous to their enemies. But when he prevented me from hurting someone, he had changed. He said enemies and ego are not as important as loved ones. I didn't want to hear it. I was lost. I called him a hypocrite in 1,000 different ways. Said that he was going soft. Now, I think maybe he did have it all figured out. That's all I can say. If anyone would like to continue, we'll be here.
Looks like people are starting to clear out.
Commander, thank you for holding this event. In time, it will be a good memory.
He was one of us.
Yes. He did not have many friends. The Normandy was good for him. If you will excuse me, I should take this opportunity to speak with the counselor.
But what?
She is feeling grateful, and I want to point out there are some Solarian biologists who need funding. If anyone would be able to create a breakthrough in the treatment of Keppel syndrome, it would be them.
If you need someone to hold the counselor's feet to a fire, I'm there.
It's all right, Commander. Counselor Ashiel could use some good press right now. This is the right time for such a favor. Oh, before I go, I was organizing my father's possessions, and I came upon copies of video messages he tried to send you.
Aww.
I sent them to your extranet address. I hope they help more than they hurt.
Aww.
Until we meet again, Commander.
Good luck to you, Kolyat. Wow. Oh, Thane. I wasn't sure. I think it's possible for Kolyat to not survive the events of Mass Effect 2. Either not survive or become incarcerated. I don't remember. But I'm really glad that Kolyat's around. Because, well, that was, I'm ecstatic that they included that memorial for Thane for this, because I think that Thane was a very beloved character, and just allowing him some more screen time, even though he's no longer with us, greatly does his character justice. I'll talk more about him after I watch these videos. Oh, there's more than one.
Shepard, I suppose I should thank you for my freedom. Leaving the Normandy was the right decision. It was saddening to see our crew go their separate ways, but it is better than answering questions in an Alliance interrogation room. I hope this message finds you well. As for me, I have moved into an apartment on the Citadel not far from Kolyat. I think the first attack I had frightened him. I will spare you the details. It seemed very dramatic at the time, but in comparison to the Omega Relay, it was a child's game. In any case, good luck getting the Alliance to listen to you. Let's keep in touch.
Aww.
Shepard, if you sent a message back, I didn't get it. I suppose communications from someone of my reputation would be restricted. The irony is, I am a danger to no one these days. I am even paying taxes on my investments. I can't expect Kolyat to do so if I don't. He is doing better. He has no significant other, and he is temperamental, but he is employed and staying out of crime. I can tell he is serious about changing. It has cost him more than a few friends. Send something back if you can, Shepard. I can only learn so much from news reports about you.
I feel so bad that I'm only now getting these messages. See the last one.
I have tried a false identity to try to get this message through to you. We'll see if it works. I have good news and bad. The good news is that Kolyat and I took a few days to visit Earth.
Light the shade of her eyes. Shrill sound of chirping stops. I scan the ground. See two tiny bodies locked by claws.
Excuse me. As I was saying, we saw a beautiful sunset in New Mexico, and a scorpion eating a cricket. I wish you could have joined us. The bad news is, I fainted and struck my head. Kolyat has convinced me to stay at Huerta Memorial on the Citadel. I will be there from now on. I still don't want to die in a hospital, but it's where the doctors are. And Kolyat. I love him. That means I must trust him.
Oh.
Goodbye, Shepard. Let me say that now, in case I cannot later.
Thane. Oh, gosh. What can I say? Thane was when I learned about the new characters in Mass Effect, Thane was one of the more interesting ones one of the ones I found most interested, I think, in learning more about, because he was a Drell, and I don't know if we had seen Drell up to that point in at the beginning of Mass Effect 2, because, you know, we knew about the Krogan, the Canari, the Solarians, the Elcor, and the Volus, but Drell was a completely different. Hanar also, we know before, but Drell was different, and I had also heard that Thane was going to be a romance, and there were rumors that were saying that he was considered to be a same-gender romance, or at least a bisexual romance. There was rumors that was the original plan, but I think at the last minute, or maybe not necessarily the last minute, maybe earlier on, that plan got scrapped. But I think it would have been really awesome to have had Thane as a same-gender romance, because I would have been really tempted to go after him if that was the case. I think by far, out of all of the non-human romances, I found, in my own special way, I found Thane to be the most attractive. Mostly because of his personality, which is surprising because I never would think of myself as falling for an assassin. But hearing Thane, just having those really deep conversations with Thane, the way that he's remembers things when his mind shoots off and he recalls, a movie being replayed in his head. He recalls every little detail throughout his life, and just learning about his past and learning about the culture of the Drell. It's really interesting. I found it particularly interesting learning about the Drell's relationship with the Hanar specifically. Did not see that coming. And, learning about his wife too. I was very drawn to him. He was a very engaging character. I loved learning more and more about him. Every time we ended our conversation, I was at the edge of my seat, and I'm like, oh, do I really have to wait longer to find out what happens next, in your story, especially when it came to the story about his wife. I love that story. I love the circumstances of how he and his wife met, because he was trying to assassinate someone, and she jumped in front of him. Like, she stared him down, protecting Thane's target from him. And that's how they first met. And I just thought that was really awesome. Some people might have felt very awkward going after Thane since he kept talking about his wife all the time. But I don't know, I feel like enough time had passed since his wife passed away. Granted, though, he still clearly continued to thinking about her, and probably, you could argue has been thinking about her deeply still, for someone who's getting into another relationship with Shepard. But given the fact that he didn't have much time to live, I think he was allowed to speed things up a bit. I think that for someone like Thane, who knows that his life is definitely going to be cut short sooner than later, I had no issue with him getting attached to Shepard and getting into a possible relationship with Shepard. But I think most people can agree with me that where it hit me hard the most was when Thane was on his deathbed, and Koliat was there reading the passages from his prayer book, and Thane wanted to say one more. He needed to do one more thing before he passed away, and he was trying this. He was trying to say this prayer, and Koliat helped him to finish it. And then there was something in the prayer that you know what I'm talking about. There was something in the prayer that didn't seem right. And Shepard asked Koliat about it. He's like, why did he say this? Because I thought that Koliat was asking for forgiveness for himself. But Koliat says that the prayer wasn't for Thane. The prayer wasn't for himself. His last wish was for Shepard. His last wish was for Shepard. And my heart broke. That just sums up who Thane is. He is good at what he does. He is a trained killer who does his job professionally and thoroughly. But I think that Thane was a far better lover than a killer. He was, and I don't mean in a sexual way, I mean caring about the people that he loves, the people that were important to him. Koliat said that he didn't have very many friends, but he greatly valued the friends that he had. Thane cherished the few meaningful relationships that he had, regardless of whether they were romantic or platonic. And him wanting to make sure that his last wish was for Shepard, someone that I think just really shows that Thane was a far stronger lover than he was a killer. And he was a pretty darn good killer, too. So, yeah. Rest in peace, Thane.